Oh, absolutely. I think it's vital for many reasons, but not least of all, the fact that the Premier League survival is important to everybody. And it's also important, I felt, to finish the season in a way where football matches and football results were going to decide the important issues like relegation and Champions League and UEFA League places. So I'm delighted that we've worked so hard, or the Premier League has worked so hard to get us back to the situation where we find ourselves in now.
Earlier in the year, can we just assume that everyone's back and fit and able to take part, and also in the right frame of mind to see out the season?
The frame of mind's excellent, and the attitude of the players has been excellent right the way through since we started some 5 weeks ago. But we do have injury problems like other clubs, I guess. These things happen. James Tompkins hasn't recovered. We were hoping he would, but he hasn't. Jeff Schlupp picked up an injury during our training sessions early on, so he's still out with that injury. And now Martin Kelly has picked up a calf injury to add to the thigh injury that he had and suffered from for so long. So it's a bit disappointing, especially with regard to James Tompkins and Martin Kelly, who were injured basically when we stopped. And I was rather hoping that they would recover from those injuries, but they've picked up fresh ones now in our training sessions. Well, we are very concerned because of the depth of the squad. You know, to lose 3 players like the ones we have lost going into these 9 matches that I've just mentioned, we aren't really in a great position to handle that level of injury. So we are very concerned about the injuries that might come our way. And of course, we're also concerned about the fatigue factor. I think it is pretty obvious when you start up playing your first games, it's going to be a while before players really find their rhythm, and we are going to need the substitutes that we have available. But I think the injuries the other night were not specifically necessarily due to the fact that players were tiring. I think, you know, the type of muscle injury that happened to the Arsenal player early on and the unfortunate injury to Eric Garcia, these are things which happen in games and you can't do too much about. I think the game's always going to be a little bit strange for us all in the beginning because we're not used to playing games in empty stadiums. It's the fans which make so much of our matches in the Premier League, that they provide the excitement, and missing them is always going to make the game seem that little bit, well, different obviously, but also probably less exciting in some ways too. And as a result, we might find ourselves thinking that the technical level has dropped or the physical level has dropped, whereas in reality, perhaps it hasn't. I don't have anything to go on at the moment. We play our first game, of course, tomorrow, so I'll probably have some idea myself afterwards because I'll have something to compare with.